lanes closed, utility work. Our roads are beaten up. Louisville's century-old sewer system is collapsing at points. And if you walk around like I did the other day and look closely, you will see that down in those trenches, they reveal something, our history, coughing up the original bricks from those 100-year-old sewers.
I'm a bike rider.
Louisville historian Tom Owen told me they tell quite the story.
Tom, we all know this is River Road, but you say, aha, not so in the early city.
For instance,
What was this?
this was Water Street from the earliest pioneer times.
In the heart of our city that we all know in 2018, there are ghosts among us. Streets once as common as Main and Market, now wiped off the maps, long gone. Take a look, 1908, there's Water Street, with Fulton Street right next to it, gone. Also departed Nelson, Carter Street, and High Avenue took you right to the Portland neighborhood. Here in 1907, south of downtown, an oval shows up. It's the new Louisville Jockey Club, later Churchill Downs.
If anybody's racing, you can't tell the winner.
In 1925, maps were calling us the gateway to the south. But back to Water Street, even showing up on this 1831 map. It lasted until the 1960s.
When the city council, the old board of aldermen, determined that from 1st to 6th, this was going to be forever Water Street. Well, obviously that fizzled out because today this is River Road.
So what did Water Street look like? Here it is in 1935, looking back at downtown, preserved by U of L's digital archives. And here's another view of it, brick-lined in this section.
What kind of businesses? Was this a wild area of town near the wharf?
There would have been saloons. There would have been some.
We walked from the river so Owen could show us another surprise, lost to time.
This looks like an alley to me, but you say this was a street?
I'm telling you, I've got a 1948 map that shows this is still Nelson Street.
Rows of buildings now gone to the flood wall.
Bridgeford and Company was the name.
In fact, here's Nelson Street, clear as a bell on this early map.
So this was one of downtown Louisville's greatest streets, busiest streets probably.
Well, a lot of going on.
And now it's sort of forgotten.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, it has a new name. It does have a new name now called Washington Street.
And one building remains from the early days that tells a much bigger story at 7th and Washington, the Normandy.
1889.
The architecture straight out of New Orleans. It was built as a railroad hotel.
Can't you imagine sitting on that balcony? You've got a morning train leaving for Washington or New York eastbound and drinking your morning coffee.
Railroad station? Well, here it is. The Normandy is on the right of your screen in this picture. The Central Station Railroad Station was one of two major stations in the city. It's now gone.
So we're crossing Main.
We're crossing Main.
But Owen also found one gem on the original maps that shocked even him.
The first comprehensive city street map that I'm aware of is 1832. You think Pike Street's on it? You doggone right it's on it.
Nothing's left on Pike today but some of the bricks.
I'd never heard of Pike in my life.
And now, as we walk past amazing architecture, each time the sewer decides to give way, we see a bit of our past. The streets saying hello again, as if to say, hey, I was popular once.
Those streets are evident in the city from pretty early, if not the very first day of our existence.
Rest in peace, Water, Nelson, Pocahontas.